What is up, YouTube? That's here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys some more Pokemon Sword and Shield ranked singles battles. We're going to be taking a look at Toxtricity today. This is the Pokemon voted most by you guys that you actually wanted to see me use in competitive battles. I've gotten hundreds of comments. I've gotten probably 50 or 60 every single day since the release of Sword and Shield asking me to use Toxtricity in singles battles. People have been curious how I would like to spin this Pokemon. We're going to take a look at Choice Scarf Toxtricity today, but before we get into that, I want to challenge you guys to actually leave a comment in the comment section below telling me a Pokemon you want to see me use or a Pokemon that you're super excited to see in Sword and Shield. Like, I think the actual thing says, what's your favorite new Pokemon in Sword and Shield so far, and what Pokemon do you want to see me use? I read every single comment. You guys know I do my best to read them and reply to every single one, and interact with you guys in that way. That's how I actually knew that like most of you guys wanted to see me use Toxtricity, because I've gotten hundreds of people saying they want to see my sets for it. They want me to make a rental team for it, and I will be making a rental team. The rental team will be available at the end of the video in a very extended team breakdown, where I break down all the items, I break down all of the EVs, I break down all the move choices, talk about the team's play style, talk about the different flowcharts you can go through with the team, and hopefully you guys really like that. If you guys like that part as well and want to see me do more of that stuff in these ranked Wi-Fi videos, as always, please leave a comment. You guys can leave more than one comment. Like, I will, if you guys want to watch the video and leave like 5 comments every single time you see something that you like, that's totally fine with me. I'll read all of those. I'll reply to all of those. I love interacting with my community. Another way we interact with the community is with the Discord. There is a link to the Discord in the top of the description of this video. If you guys want to throw down in some max level raids, do some Wi-Fi battles, do some trading, the Discord has thousands of people in it, and they are all willing and able to help you out. So check out the Discord. Let me know what you guys think about the extended team building section at the end of the video. Try the rental team out for yourself. We're just going to briefly break down the team before we get into it. This is a Toxtricity team based around Choice Scarf Toxtricity. This is a special attacker set, but we're also using this skin. So this is actually the skin that you get for Toxtricity if it's not the nature that we're using. So we're supposed to be using a timid nature Toxtricity. So what I actually had to do was go and get a hasty Toxtricity and use a mint on it to get this variant of skin, because this variant of skin gets a little bit different moveset than the other one, and this one is more of a physical one, so I wanted to make it look as physical as possible so I could trick people by using a special attacker Choice Scarf set. This Pokemon has a 70 base speed, which is on the low side, but if you put a Choice Scarf on it, it's just enough to outspeed some very common Pokemon, being like, Inteleon, Cinderace, and just general Pokemon under the 120s base speed. Other than that, we have a little bit of a brand new Sandcore featuring a Sandaconda set that I'm testing out. Always like to see the new Pokemon. Using a Flygon. Some of you guys that watch my content on this channel know that I'm not a big fan of Flygon, but in this team it's perfect. I was really looking for a Pokemon that had a 100 base speed and was a special attacker, and whose sash would not be broken by a Sandstorm, and Flygon's like literally the only Pokemon that fits that bill. So Flygon's on the team for today. We're using a Citrus Berry setup Dragon Dance Gyarados, and we're using a Pasho Berry Rotom. Pasho Berry is a berry that reduces the effectiveness of water attacks by 50%. If they are a super effective water attack. Hopefully we can pull that off. And last but not least, we're still rocking the Assault Vest Dragapult. I don't know if I'm going to stick with this Assault Vest set. It's not really being super hot. I've fought so many physical attackers. It seems like everyone just wants to sucker punch and knock off this Pokemon. So hopefully you guys like the game. Like I said, there will be an extended section where I break down your EVs, I break down all my movesets, and I generally go over how the team's supposed to be played at the very end. So if you want to see that part, skip to the end. If not, please enjoy the games and, test this Pokemon out for yourself. It's a great one. Alright, so our very first game of the day is going to be going up against Dragapult, Gyarados, Mimikyu. Mimikyu's been so popular lately. Rotom Wash, Rillaboom, Ferrothorn. Wow, double grass, double water, double ghost. Holy moly, this guy knows what he wants. How are we going to use Toxtricity here to win this game? Toxtricity is good versus 3.5 of those things. I think I'm just going to lead with it. Obviously, we have a little bit of a Volt Turn team going on here. We have Toxtricity with Volt Switch, and we have Dragapult with U-Turn, so I can actually really use that to my advantage. I actually think we should be bringing Flygon in this matchup, and then I should be bringing a Pokemon that will win me the game. I think it's going to be Sandaconda, but I don't want to be that guy, because I haven't shown you guys my Sandaconda set. I could probably get away with Rotom, but Dragapult gives me issues. Gyarados is okay. I think I'm just going to go with the Sandaconda. So we're going to go Toxtricity, Sandaconda, and Flygon. You guys are going to absolutely hate this Sandaconda set, or love it, depending on the type of player you are. I'll just say right here, no one wants to fight against this Sandaconda set. For those of you guys, how many of you guys even know what Sandaconda does? There's a reason I'm using it over Tyranitar. It gets 2 moves. The Tyranitar does not. And so hopefully we can make some absolute plays with it. There's the Dragapult. Dragapult versus Toxtricity. I don't know if I can actually live yeah, I don't know if I can live through the darts move, because it hits twice. I mean, I'm going to try and Volt Switch, I think. I'm going to try and Volt Switch into my Sandaconda. Let's see if it actually works. What you got, Chief? Dragon Darts. Let's see how much damage they do. Oh, let me live. Let me live. And the best part about this is we're hiding the fact that we're Scarf, because he's still outspeeding. So he doesn't need to know. What he doesn't know won't hurt him. That's what I always say. So anyways, we're going to switch out here. And also, another thing that's really cool is he doesn't know that we're, like, Speed Nature Scarf. Because actually, to get this specific Toxtricity, you have to use a different, it's a different, like, variant of it. All the Timid and Modest and Special Attacker ones are the other looking one. And this one, what I had to do was go for, what is it, like a bad-natured one, and then use a mint on top of it once I had this color. Because I really wanted to use this Toxtricity skin. It's part of the metagame. So look at our moveset right here. It's pretty good. I think it's actually amazing. I'm actually just going to go for a Glare first. It's probably going to come back to bite me in the butt. But we're going to go for a Glare first. And we got Glare Minimize, Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb's there to reset the Sandstorm if we need it. I could use Rock Slide instead. There are arguments to save Rock Slide because I actually have a fair amount of investment in speed. But I want to be able to Rock Tomb and then actually just, instead of using Glare, just go for Rock Tomb and then something. Or Rock Tomb on the Switch instead of always having to use Glare. So let's actually see what they do here. Glare, even though it is a ghost, it should still hit, I believe. I believe it should still hit. Let's see if he switches. That'd be really funny if, like, it wouldn't work. And he switches, and so, like, we accidental misplay into victory. Looks like he's going max. Going max turbo. Here we go. What's he going to use, though? The one that lowers my attack? Well, that's one of the reasons why I went with this. And so, one really cool thing is, actually, after he's done with maxing, because all your max moves have to hit, he might not have a way of breaking our Sandaconda. I mean, he might just one-shot the dang Sandaconda. It's a, like, I don't know. We'll see. Oh my gosh, almost one-shotted. Almost. Can we get the para? Attack fell, it's okay. Sand Spit, yo, spits up. And this is one of the reasons why we use it, so we can always switch in and, like, reset weather. It's so good. Glare, and Glare does hit. Glare does hit the ghost type. So I'm actually just gonna, like, I think I'm just gonna chill for a couple turns. Let me actually see how I want to do this. I think I'm actually going to switch Toxtricity. Yeah, it sucks that we're going to lose the Toxtricity, but Toxtricity did its job. And then from there, we'll go to Flygon. Flygon will revenge KO this thing, and then he will be out of Pokemon that can hit the Sandaconda, and I'll just set up the Minimize train and go to town. If you guys thinking, that's a Minimize is banned. You can't use Minimize. This is Battle Spot Singles. This is very similar to VGC rules. It's different from Smogon. There is no evasion clause here. Otherwise, the move would be banned. And it's not really abusing anything. They come with, like, every single person can go for these crazy max moves and totally just one-shot all things with Minimize. Like, it's way more balanced than it used to be. So let's see if it actually wins me anything. I think it's probably better just to go for an Overdrive. Probably better to go for an Overdrive. Like, I don't want to switch into my Flygon and just die. I'd rather just go for the Overdrive. The maximum Overdrive. And I'm faster because I got that Scarf and he's para'd. Can we get another para? I'd love to save. Oh my gosh, if I can save this Pokemon, that's actually... Oh, it's dead. LOL. My bad, I messed up. Anyways, it's okay. Sandstorm's coming in hot. It still sucks. I'm actually gonna have to Gigantamax here. With my Flygon. Yeah. That's okay. There's nothing else that worth Gigantamaxing with. And I just don't want to Draco and lose my, yeah, I don't want to Draco and lose my special attack. Earth Power, I'm going to go for the Earth Power, I think. And if we go Dynamax Earth Power, it raises my, special defense, and it should be able to KO. Flygon, I'm putting all my faith in you. Don't stop me now, Flygon, because I'm about to be having a good time. Yo, those double pairs came in absolutely clutch. But, like, the combo of Glare, which is a 100% para chance, even better than Thunder Wave, is Glare Minimize is so devastating. And this guy probably thinks he's in, like, a great spot. He probably still is going to win. But you can't tell me we don't have options. If Flygon picks up this KO, we have options. So let's see if Flygon Max Quake, and he doesn't know if we're physical or special. That's one of the cool things about Max moves, is most of them look like special attacks, but like, you would assume a Flygon would be a physical attacker. You would assume the Toxtricity that I'm using with the like skin that I'm using would be a physical attacker. And that's one of the things that like I love to do when I make teams, is make teams that look like they say one thing and then do something completely different. So hopefully we can steal it. Oh my gosh, it's Rotom. Now the real question is, do we go for the max over? I think we do. Like, this is a 140 stab. So the way stab works, same type of attack bonus. It takes half the points if you stab it, adds it on top, so it's a 210. This one is a 260. And you know I gotta do it to him. Max overgrowth time. This boosts off Giga Drain, and the main reason we even have Giga Drain on this Flygon set is because it's a really, really good matchup against Dreadnought. Now, I don't think we can KO this Rotom, but I'd like to see how much damage we do. Survey says, almost! I'll take that. That's actually really, really funny. And we're setting the grassy terrain for when we bring in our Sandaconda. Sandstorm subsides. I think it's okay. Sandaconda can always reset that back up. And, yeah, I think that it's probably a good idea to go for it. You don't want to max Quake here. Let's actually see. I'm probably just going to go with the max Warm Wind. Just to finish him. Oh, he doesn't really know that I have it yet, but he might switch. What could he switch to? Let's see if I can call his switch here. We don't want to max Worm Wind. We could max Flare. I think max Flare would KO. I'm just gonna go for another Overgrowth. If he has the Boom, if he has Rillaboom and wants to switch it in, that's up to him. Hydro Pump, he could totally do that. I could care less. All right, so we got a second one of these. So max Overgrowth coming, picking up the KOs. And so, like I said, it's really, really good. This is going to help our Sandaconda restore health. Grassy terrain restores. It's pretty much leftovers for all Pokemon that are grounded. Rotom and Flygon were not grounded, so they did not gain the boost of the grassy terrain, but Sandaconda does. And also, my Sandaconda has a moveset that can actually capitalize on that. Remember, one of the effects of grassy terrain is that it, it cuts the power of Earthquake. So my Sandaconda actually isn't using Earthquake on purpose for that exact reason. It's using high horsepower. It's using the little bits of you know, your brain to make stuff work. So in this situation, I think it's a better idea just to go for the Flamethrower over the Earth Power. Earth Power would be really cool, but in reality, you know, we're gonna have to break this disguise, right? And so since we're gonna have to break this disguise and we can't go back to full to get our Sash back, it's a better idea to go for the 10% chance burn with this Flamethrower and just, you know, take the wheel. RNG. Come on. Oh, we got it! Ah! Oh my gosh! Yo, we got it! RNG! Yo, for all this talk about using Minimize, I'm probably not even gonna have to do it. It goes for a player up, it's gonna get a KO, but oh, we still probably lose, right? I can't believe that's still KO'd. He's burned. Alright, is there anything I can do in this situation? He's orbed. Oh man, that's why he KO'd. Alright, is there anything Sandaconda can do here? Sandaconda, Minimize, Glare, Rock, Tomb, High Horsepower. I think I just gotta go for the rawest Minimize right now. I think Minimize is the play. I don't think that, like, High Horsepower will KO. Do you guys think High Horsepower will KO? I don't think it will. Sandaconda has a decent attack stat. High Horsepower could miss, by the way. Like, it's a 95. You know what? Honor, chat, never forsake it. As much as I think Minimize could win me the game, I'm gonna go with the High Horsepower. Because I don't want him to think that I'm a scummy player. He's probably just gonna KO me. But let's roll those dice! Come on, Sandaconda. Play rough. Don't KO me. Don't KO me. Oh, man. That was so close. He was burned and everything. Oh, man. What a good game. I felt that I tried my absolute best in that game. And there was tons of hacks, but it just goes to show that our opponent had a really, really good team. And you like to see it when you fight good people, because fighting good people is how you actually get better. So yeah, that was an absolutely great game. I feel it showed off everything that my team was kind of supposed to do. Like, I showed off the Toxtricity with the Choice Scarf. I got a couple of really cool Volt switches in there, used its unique typing. From there, I used my Sanaconda, and I didn't even have to use Minimize. I didn't have to be a scummy player. But I also showed a lot of Flygon, and I know Flygon is like a fan favorite for a lot of people, even if it's not one of my fan favorites. So yeah, we're just going to go into another one. That was a lot of fun, and hopefully I can redeem myself in the second game. All right, so we're going up into our second game. We see Gyarados Como-O. What is that Pokemon? That Phalanx? I don't know what that's called. The fighting type that uses that move that makes it so it can't switch, but gets really, really good at sweeping. Tyranitar, another one of those Steel Dragons, and a Grimmsnarl. Man, that Steel Dragon was such a pain. Holy moly, that Pokemon. It was just an issue and a tissue last game. Let's see. Man, how do I deal with this? Toxtricity has the potential to be really, really good, but Como-O gets soundproof, so gotta watch out for that as well. Toxtricity, man, oh my gosh, it is just gonna be a pain, and I have to use that Pokemon in this matchup. But I think we're gonna do it. We have to do it. That's the rules. I don't make them. We could probably go with, I could probably go. Oh my gosh. I think I might lead with it, and then go Gyarados, and then Rotom. Yeah, Gyarados is very good here. So, yeah. So we're gonna go Toxtricity, Gyarados, and Flygon. Gyarados is really good in this matchup. We're going to see if I can get anything done with it. I think Gyarados is going to be my key to victory here. My key to victory, maybe. Flygon's also not terrible. We'll see. Flygon has value in Sash. Flygon also has value in, it could be a really good Dynamax Pokemon using, really good coverage. Other than, well, we'll see. Are you leading with Gyarados? All right, he's leading with the damage thing. I don't like this thing. This is the thing that I don't like. Because this Pokemon just absolutely dumpsters what I'm trying to do. I just can't really hit it. I could Volt Switch it and go into my Gyarados and then just die. Right, that's how that works. I mean, we gotta do it, so Volt Switch better than nothing. Showing off our Choice Scarf to the best of our abilities right here. And he knows we're Scarfed right now. Is that a crit? No, that's just how much that does, because it's so strong. Alright, what do I want to die with? I mean, if I go in with Flygon, it'll get its Sash clocked. And then we're going to have to G-Max Gyarados. I think that's how that game's going to have to go. So at least Flygon will be able to live it, right? And I want to see if he actually goes for a Draco this turn, or if he's going for Stealth Rock. Wow. All right, I'll take those. By the way, BT Dubs, I get to keep my Sash. Yeah. I'll take that. Pokemon gets rocks. I really, really want one now. Holy moly. So your team looks like there's not that many things you can switch to if I max here. If I max Draco, because I don't think we'd KO it. But if he switched his Gyarados on that G-Max, I'd really be able to push an advantage. I don't think that I would be able to KO with Earth Power here, but I am going to try an Earth Power here. If he wants to switch in Gyarados, I still have a Toxtricity, and I don't think I'll ever be too far behind. Yep, Earth Power is totally fine. I love it. I'll take those KOs, Flygon! Yo, 80 base special attack, but stabbed Earth Power? Yes, please. Yo, I take those. That Pokemon should have given me a lot more trouble than it did. Holy moly. Alright, that's the raid boss down. I don't know why he didn't just Dynamax with it that turn and just win the whole game. It has such good typing against my whole team. Oh my gosh, Grimmsnarl. Alright. So it's a Dark Fairy, which means all my moves are bad. Toxtricity can Revenge KO it. But this thing gets Prankster, right? And since we didn't see the Frisk, that means it probably is the Prankster. We didn't see Pressure, so it has to be Prankster, which means Bulk Ups are an option. I think I'm just going to go for an Earth Power here and let him do whatever he wants. I'd like to see if he's choiced. Looks like he's not Choice Scarfed, and he's not using his Prankster. He's probably just going for a Spirit Break or a Play Rough or something. Yep, there's a Spirit Break. I do like Spirit Break over Play Rough. I don't like missing, and obviously Spirit Break is enough. So we're going to see him probably go for a Sucker Punch this turn. And I think that I'm in a good enough spot to where I'm just going to let him do that. I would hate to, like, switch into my Toxtricity and have him go for, like, yeah, I'd hate to switch in that Toxtricity and have him go for, like, a Spirit Break on me. Yeah, see, it looks like it. See, we're keeping him honest right now. That's what we're doing. We're doing the damage that needs to get done. And there's a Lariat. See, he was trying to read me switching to something else, and I'm like, nope. Nope. Darkest Lariat. Not today. I think he should be using Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch is a little bit better. So it's time for our boy Choice Scarf. I call it Toxtricity, but it's Toxtricity. And I always go too fast. Actually, that's a big problem of mine. I do talk too fast. I should try and rein it in just a little bit. But let's see. Taking that those Stealth Rocks damage, and we're gonna use for the Overdrive, guys. Remember, like I was saying a little bit earlier, this is its ability is called Punk Rock, which multiplies the power of sound moves by 1.5. So Overdrive being an 80 base move, it's actually gonna get a stab boost from your electro typing and an additional stab boost based off of its Punk Rock ability. So it's actually just gonna be an absurd amount of damage. I think I can KO with this. Let me see if there's a reason for me to max right now. Yeah, there's a totally, I'm gonna do it. Yo, actually, no, we don't. We don't max right now because we'll lose our speed if we max. I'm just gonna go for it. He's withdrawing. I'm actually really glad I didn't max there then. Cool. He's going to Como. Gyarados. Oh! Oh! Gyarados. You brought a Gyarados to fight against my boy? Oh, and he had the berry to fight against my boy. Yo. Nice walking berry you got there. Nice. Nice walking berry. A move that cuts the amount of damage from a super effective electric type attack in half. Nice. Just goes to show this mon's busted. Absolutely busted. And you know what? It's going to get even more busted. Did he already Gigantamax? He did not. So he's going to do it this turn. Yo, 2 can play at that game. He's already really low. I want to show you guys what Gigantamax looks like. Or sorry, Dynamax Toxtricity looks like. Toxtricity. I gotta call it what its actual name is. But let's see. I can't believe, man. He's probably thought to himself, there's no way in heck he brings Toxtricity to this matchup. It's only good versus my Gyarados. And then he brought the Gyarados. So let's see. Is he even going for it? Are you even going to go for it? You're going to try your best? He's just trying his best. So this is actually going to make this so he might have a shot at doing something. We're going to see. I want to see if a mechanic works the way I think it's supposed to work. But that Pokemon looks super cool. I really do like Grimmsnarl. I'm a big Grimmsnarl fan. I think Pokemon looks really, really sick. So let's see who goes first right now. Looks like I'm going first. We got the Grease Lightning coming off, popping off. So big. Not even getting the KO, though. Oh, that's a little bit scary. That's a little bit scary. All right, he has one shot, one opportunity. One shot. Is he going to let it slip? Max Darkness. Oof. Oh, we hold it on by a literal thread. Toxtricity coming in, the power of Dynamax, making it so I have the health to actually live through that. Holy moly. You love seeing it. What a great game to show off everything that this Pokemon can actually do. What a great game. So let's see if he has Sucker Punch. He didn't have it before, right? Actually, it doesn't even matter if he has Sucker Punch because he's in max mode, and I keep forgetting how that mechanic works. They can't use all their cool tech stuff when they're in max mode. Every single time you can force your opponent into a max mode, it can sometimes highly increase your chances of winning because they can't use like setup moves like Swords Dance or priority moves like Sucker Punch. They just have to use the max version of all those moves. So, you know, I wouldn't say that was like the best game ever, but that game definitely showed off the power of Toxtricity, and it showed off the power of this team. And what this team really excels at is that hyper-aggressive playstyle. You lead with a Choice Scarf Volt Switch Pokemon, you lead with a very high-speed U-turn Mon, and you just keep the pressure up from the very beginning. You know, the main reason why we won that game is because our opponent tried to set up those rocks, and we just kept hitting him in the face. So if you're fighting against a lot of teams that, you know, are setting up a lot, using like Stealth Rock, Swords Dance, and you just want to shove them in, this is going to be a great team for you to use. I will be providing a rental team code for this team if you guys want to use it in your own games. Now, not all the Pokemon on this team are above level 50, so if you're trying to use this on the Battle Tower, will not work. Like, it will work, but your Pokemon will be in like the 30s and 40s, but this team will work in the ranked mode. So if you want to try this team in ranked, I'll be providing a team code for that. And also, we're going to go into like an extended section right now where I talk about all my natures, all of my movesets, and all of my EVs. And I want you guys to let me know in the comments if you guys like this part that's coming up, because I can do this for every single team. I can leave this stuff in the description and in like the comments for every single team. And I just want to hear some feedback on it. So let's hop right into that right now. We're going to be taking a look at the team building section. This isn't the official team building video that I've been promising you guys for the longest time, but what this is an extended breakdown of each one of my Pokemon, of each one of their moves, the reasons behind each move, and the reason behind each one of their sets. We're going to go from here. We're going to take a look at the EV spreads, and there also is a team ID, so you can use this team in your own games. Now, you can use this team on Battle Tower, you can use it on casual battles, you can use it in ranked, but if you use it on casual, if you use it on the Battle Tower, there are Pokemon like the Toxtricity and the Gyarados that aren't level 50, so they won't be boosted. So this team, if you're going to use it for yourselves, only use it on ranked, because that's the only way that the system will set it to 50. And if you really want me to go back and level these Pokemon, I can, but I'm recording this video at like 2 in the morning. Video goes up at 5. You guys get the idea. So like I said, yeah, we're going to look at all of the moves, natures, items, and we're going to talk about everything. And I'm just going to, give you a little bit of the reason behind my madness. So we're just going to start off at the very top. We're going to start at the top left with Flygon. Flygon is Pokemon I'm not really a big fan of, but remember, when I said I was building the team, I said originally I wanted a faster special attacker. Generally being faster than base 95 is what I wanted, because 95 is a very common speed tiering. I actually needed it to be faster than 96 because that is what Mimikyu is. Mimikyu is very fast and very common right now. And so Flygon's base 100. We're using a plus speed natured Flygon, and it's holding a Focus Sash because, remember, that was the whole thing. I wanted an above average special attacker whose Focus Sash would not be broken by Sandstorm. If those of you guys don't know what Focus Sash is, it's an item that says when you're at full HP and you were to get one-shotted, in this case from like a Dragon Attack or an Ice Beam or literally anything, because Flygon is like the weakest, most defensive lame Pokemon ever in that regard. It gets one-shotted by everything, even like neutral attacks, like an Iron Head from like a stabbed Iron Head for most Pokemon could probably one-shot a Flygon. So since Flygon's one-shot from everything, it's going to be holding a Focus Sash. And its moveset is actually going to be Giga Drain, Flamethrower, Earth Power, Draco Meteor. We're going to be using a special attacker Flygon, and I know most people would like to use a physical Flygon. It gets Dragon Dance, it gets Earthquake, it gets some strong attacks, it gets like U-Turn. We need a special attacker for this team because our team was seriously lacking in the special attack department before I added the Flygon. And so we're going to start at the bottom. Draco Meteor is your base stab. You can see when I build teams, I like to have my stabbed moves at the bottom and they lead up. So I like to have my support moves at the top, and I like to have my stabbed strong moves at the bottom. That's just how I generally like to do it. You guys can organize it however you like. But got Draco at the bottom, Earth Power, your secondary stab right there. Earth Power is the main reason actually you would ever use a Flygon. And one of the main reasons why Flygon actually isn't terrible is because people always expect it to be physical. They switch in their physical walls, and you slam in like decent special attacks that are usually pretty good stabbed attacks. Like Ground Dragon is pretty good coverage actually. After that, you have Flamethrower, works great against Ferrothorns. And last but not least, you have Giga Drain. And Giga Drain is actually a unique choice. Giga Drain can restore health to give you back your Sash, but it's really there for the Rain matchup. What you can do is, well, against Rain, right, one of the most common Pokemon is Dreadnought, and Dreadnought has a 4 times weakness to Grass, so you're going to be able to slam that into Dreadnought, slam that into Barraskewda, and, there's a bunch of other cool things you can do. You can use G-Max Grass to set a Grassy Terrain, and Grassy Terrain cuts the effectiveness of Earthquakes in half. And so you actually see, if you look at the rest of the team, like Toxtricity is weak to Earthquake, Sandaconda isn't using Earthquake on purpose because of that reason. So it's a little bit of synergy there. When you guys are building your teams, you got to think about that stuff. So yeah, Giga Drain's really cool. I could have probably put a couple different moves there, but I've actually used Giga Drain a bit on the stream at twitch.tv/THATSAplusONE, and Giga Drain's actually pretty good. You can KO most Pokemon that have a weakness to Grass with, it does about 70 to 80%. Like I think we felt like a Rotom Wash at some point, and we did about 80% with a G-Max Grass. That's not bad. Maybe set up a couple hazards, maybe use a little bit of sand or something like that, and you have yourself a perfect special coverage Pokemon on Flygon. So I'm definitely giving it a lot more credit than it deserves. So we're move on to Toxtricity, the Pokemon we are featuring in today's video. It is an electric poison type. It has the ability Punk Rock. Punk Rock is an ability that multiplies the power of sound-based moves by 1.5 and makes it so you take 1.5 less damage from sound-based moves. So like if someone used Hyper Voice, I take 1.5 less. But it also means that my moves like Boom Burst and my move like Overdrive, Boom Burst being a 120 base and Overdrive being a 80, are multiplied by 1.5. So it's pretty much stabbing my Boom Burst and making it so my Overdrive is stronger than Thunder. It's so good. We have Volt Switch to make it so I can switch out. Toxtricity is a great lead. You're able to analyze the situation, know if you want to go for a big single target nuke with like a Boom Burst or an Overdrive or maybe even a Sludge Bomb into a Grass type, or you can just Volt Switch out, break Focus Sashes, get that chip damage that I said you needed to get so you can start one-shotting things with your bigger wall breakers like, Flygon and Dragapult. So really, really cool Pokemon. I think this Pokemon definitely deserves all the hype that it's getting. And I know there's so many other sets. If you guys have a set you want to see me use or a set you like using, let me know about it in the comments below. I think this Pokemon definitely has a lot of potential, but I personally do like the Scarf set. I think Electric Poison is such great typing. Electric hits all the water types and stuff like that, all the flying types. Poison hits all the grass types, all the things that would actually like wall the electric typing. You can come in with the Sludge Bomb and just totally grind out. This Pokemon's really, really good if you want to go into your Dynamax and use those different, D-Max moves. I think it's really, really cool, and I'm really excited to show it to you in today's video. I think the way I'm recording this is going to be after the games, so I'm really excited to show it to you guys. So up next, we got Sandaconda. Now, I know you guys are going to hate this moveset. The first thing you guys are looking at is that Minimize, right? Minimize, remember, the effect of Minimize is it gives you a sharp boost to your evasiveness stats. So that means it's going to make your opponent's moves miss. And a lot of you guys that are Smogon players are like, that's banned. I know that evasion is banned, okay? But we're playing Battle Spot singles. In this format and in similar VGC formats, evasion moves aren't banned, and actually they're not as good as you think in Sword and Shield because Dynamax moves have 100% accuracy. So if you actually want to ever use the Minimize, you kind of have to wait until your opponent's already Dynamax, which means you have to be kind of losing or winning by a lot to even go for it. We're mostly going to be going for Glares with this thing. Glare is an attack that has a 100% chance to hit, and it paralyzes the opponent. So it's like Thunder Wave, but it's even better. So Glare is really, really good. After that, we have Rock Tomb, and the reason we have Rock Tomb over Rock Slide, some of you guys probably think you don't really need Rock Tomb and Glare. That's double speed control. That's a waste. The Rock Tomb is there to reset our Sandstorm if they won't make contact with us, so we can use Sand Spit, and it also can provide speed tiering, or it can provide damage and speed control on the switch. So if I send out Sandaconda and you switch in your Gyarados to block my Earthquake, well, instead of going for Glare against a target who was already paralyzed, because if it was fighting me, it was probably already paralyzed, we can go for the Rock Tomb on the switch, make sure the Gyarados switches in on a Rock Tomb, super effective, and it lowers the speed, makes it so I can immediately go for the Glare next turn, and then from there, if I want to go for Minimizes, I can do whatever. Our ability is Sand Spit. It's a really, really unique ability that only this Pokemon has. It says that whenever this Pokemon gets hit by a move, it activates Sandstorm. So it's a really unique setter of weather, and I feel that every type of team should have like one kind of weather setter if they need it, and this is definitely ours. We're holding the leftovers just because I feel that this Pokemon can play the long game, especially because it's packing like Glare, Speed Control, and Minimize. So really, really cool Pokemon. Hope it performs, and even if it doesn't do that well today, you'd expect me to make some meme teams with it in the future. I like this Pokemon a lot. After that, we have Gyarados. Gyarados being our main Intimidator, probably our main sweeper. It has Intimidate to lower opponents' physical attacks, and it's holding a Citrus Berry. Remember, the Citrus Berry is an item that activates when you go below 50%, and it gives you 30% of your health. But one not cool thing about Citrus Berries is that you have to remember is when you're in Dynamax mode, it restores 30% of what Gyarados' health is before it Dynamaxed. Otherwise, that would be kind of broken. So if you're in Dynamax mode and you have like 300 HP, you're only going to get like 60 HP off of this, and it's not that equivalent. So you just got to be really wary of that, but I do think Citrus Gyarados is relatively good. I normally like to go leftovers on it, but I feel that the leftovers were definitely needed on this Sandaconda set. So we're using a Citrus Berry there, second best choice. We have Dragon Dance, the setup can give us a +1 attack and speed. We have Ice Fang in case we need to change to Hail. This is the reason why we use Ice Fang isn't really to hit dragons. Like hitting dragons, that's great. Hitting grass types, that's great. The reason why we have Ice Fang there is because it sets Hail after making contact, and that can break Focus Sashes. So if I have like Gyarados first, literally anything, and I think that it's a Sash thing, and I've already set up 1 or 2 Dragon Dances, I can go for, an Ice Fang that's boosted in the Dynamax mode. It will let them, like, they'll live with their Sash at 1, but at the end of the turn, they'll get KO'd. So, like, a worst-case scenario, we trade 1 for 1. In reality, when I think that there's going to be a thing that's Sashed, I'm going to try to KO something with a Dynamax-boosted Ice Fang. So that means when they come in, I'm already going to have that Hail going. So that's what I like to do with Gyarados. Crunch is there for coverage. Waterfall is your base stab. It can also change the weather to rain if you feel like it. But, it makes Gyarados kind of like his own battery, because you can change the weather to rain, and then your next Waterfall is even better. If I had to cut one move on here, I'd probably think about cutting Crunch for Substitute. I'm starting to fight against a lot of, like, Yawn Hippodons and Toxic Pokemon and Will-O-Wisp users, and I think having Sub on Gyarados might be actually really, really value. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments. Other than that, we're going to be moving on down to Rotom here. Rotom, this Pokemon is amazing right now. Holy moly. This Pokemon's absolutely amazing. It's an electric fire type with Levitate. We're holding a Pasho Berry. And like I briefly alluded to earlier, the Pasho Berry is a really unique item. It is an item that makes it so you take half damage, so you take reduced half damage from a super effective water attack. It has to be super effective. Like, I can't just put it on a Gyarados and then have Gyarados get hit with a Hydro Pump and, cut that damage. It has to be a super effective attack. And so the reason why this is really good is because Rain is really popular core. You can see it from the teams, rental teams we've made previously. Those are all over the ladder. Inteleon's popular. Pelipper's popular. Gyarados is really popular and in like every single team. So the plan is set up the Rotom, and they're like, yes, I'm going to hit that Rotom with my Glass Cannon water user, because they're all Glass Cannons right now. Like, bulky water meta it's not here yet. So they all just go for their big attack. You eat it like an absolute champion, because Rotom's one of the bulkiest Pokemon in the game. You fire back a Thunderbolt, and you just piece them out. Make them waste their Dynamax, make them waste their time. It's so good. This Pokemon has room for Substitute. I love using Will-O-Wisp on this thing. Will-O-Wisp is a great dot. It's going to burn your opponents. It's going to cut their attack and really make it so your Rotom can play the long game. And last but not least, the effectiveness of running a Rotom Heat is we get to use Overheat. And so this is a Pokemon I really like to max with a lot, because I can go like G-Max Guard, I can go the Max Electric, or I can go Max Overheat, and it's a really, really bulky Pokemon when you're in that max mode, because Rotom just has really, really good defenses. So if you're giving it HP boost by maxing, it's one of those Pokemon that gets incredibly bulky in max mode. And I think that this is the best Rotom form. I would love to make a whole video on which Rotom form is best for competitive play. Maybe I will in the future, who knows. But I think right now Rotom Heat in Battle Spot singles is absolutely amazing. And last but not least, we have the Dragapult set that we've been using for the past couple days. I think I might change it relatively soon, because I thought that special attackers would be a lot more common than they are, but it seems like I'm just fighting a lot of Sucker Punch, Shadow Sneak, Knockoff. I just keep fighting a bunch of people that are like all in with physical attacks, or other Dragapults that are using Dragon Darts. We're using a physical Dragapult today, using U-Turn, Sucker Punch, Phantom Force, Dragon Darts. I think this Pokemon is a must in every single team, because I feel that this Pokemon does, better than any other Pokemon, a great job of walling out those Dynamax mons. If you see any of your bonus Pokemon that's in Dynamax mode, you can just come in and go for Phantom Force. So if you Phantom Force, you're going to disappear for a turn. They're going to waste their first turn Dynamaxing, hitting nothing. The second turn, sure, you're going to hit them. You're going to do like 30-40%. They're going to be able to hit you. They might not be able to KO you because you're vested. But also, Dragon Ghost typing, like, they got to be using an Ice attack, a Dark attack, a Ghost attack, a Fairy attack, and that's it. If it's a neutral attack, you're just going to live. And then you're going to be able to do it again. And the second time you hit them, they're going to get KO'd, because they're going to lose the 50% HP buff from their max. So, like, you're going to do like 40% the first time, and then the second time you're going to do that 60%. You're going to get that KO. You've seen me do this a lot of times. You watch any of my streams. It's really, really good. This is a great lead. It also gets U-Turn. We're running a bit of a U-Turn team, or a Volt Switch team today. Volt Switch is a core that is coined to, you have U-Turn users and Volt Switch users, and all you kind of do is pivot around. You keep up that hyper aggression and always maintain board control. Mostly these teams usually only have 1, maybe 2 walls tops, and it's just a bunch of sweepers and 1 big setup mon. And so I really do like the way this team plays. Like I said, you guys can use this team ID if you wish. The team ID is right under, I don't even know if I'm pointing to the right area. I'm pointing to the right area now. It's like down there. It's 0000007 5FM I'll leave a link to the team ID in the description. Right now, we're gonna go take a look at all of the EVs because I feel a lot of people are gonna ask me. People actually are probably already stopped watching and left a comment like, "Great team, but you didn't give me the EVs." Well, I'm gonna give you the EVs right now, and I'm also going to be leaving a paste bin in the description so you guys can see the EVs for yourself, so you guys can use this team and learn even when I'm like not talking. All right, so anyways, Flygon, right? So Flygon needs to be a plus speed nature. This Flygon is currently not the best, right? This Flygon's hasty, and the reason why it's hasty is because I've been just strapped for time. It should be timid. It really should be timid, but hasty is not that bad. Like I said, you can see its EVs by going to this menu, and if you already have the judge option, you can press X, and it'll show your full EV trained here. So our Flygon's going to be full special attack speed. I think that full special attack speed is totally fine on a Sash user, and mostly, I actually like to use really unique EV spreads. I'm not that big of a 252 in every stat guy, but because Sword and Shield is so early, because I'm trying to teach people that are, you know, beginners to the game that are learning a lot, I'm going to make a lot easier EV spreads for you guys to understand at the start of this game. So Flygon, full special attack, full speed. It's not hard, and just be sure that it's a plus speed nature. After that, we got Toxtricity. So this one's actually another plus speed nature one, and again, it should be timid, but if you go timid, you get turned into the other form. So I actually had to do this one on purpose, so I could use this form because I wanted to make it look like I was a physical attacker, and even though I'm a special attacker. But again, you want to go full speed, full special attack. It's not hard. Full speed, full special attack on the first two. After that, we got Gyarados, and Gyarados, is this the wrong Gyarados? This is the wrong Gyarados. Wow. No, I went the wrong way. Haha. I was like, wait, Gyarados, I went the wrong way. My Gyarados is down there. We got the Cobra up next. And again, the trend of full 252 across the board. You may be thinking like, that's your whole team's speed. Like I said, this is a hyper aggression, volt turn. Very easy to do. If this is like a basic team, if you guys want to use it for yourself. We're going attack speed. Sandaconda actually has a relatively, fast speed tiering. I think it's like 74, and has like, it's an attack stat that's in the hundreds. Like, it's actually really, really good, especially if you can get like one Rock Tomb. You're gonna actually outspeed anything. So it's really, really cool Pokemon. I like this Pokemon a lot, and it's really cool that it's fast because it can go for really fast minimizes. Really, really underrated as far as like a weather setter goes in terms of its speed control. Like, I think this Pokemon's gonna be meta. Like, you heard it here first. I definitely think this Pokemon has potential. And again, I said Jolly on that one. Like, you can see the Jolly right there. All right, and we're going down. So here we go. Down to the real Gyarados. So the real Gyarados is an adamant nature. I think you could probably go Jolly. In the past, Jolly was better because there were so many base 130 Pokemon. Think of like Jolteon was really popular. In past formats like Tapu Koko was really popular. Crobat was popular. Crobat and Tapu Koko aren't in the format anymore. Haven't seen a single Jolteon since this release of this game. So actually you can go adamant because the upper echelon of the speed tierings, or the mid to upper echelon, like there was obviously Pokemon that were faster than the base 130s. It went down to like the 120s. So you can actually get away with going adamant on this guy. And again, our EV spread, you've seen it a million times. Attack and speed. It's not even hard. And these are 252 investment in each of these. Like, that's when you see where the sparkles right there. That means they have 252 EVs in those stats. It's very, very easy, I promise. If you guys have any questions, let me know and I'll do my best to answer. Rotom here, you can see this one's a little bit different. We're mixing it up. This one, you kind of have to go with the speed, with this EV spread, in my opinion. We have full HP investment because, like I said, Rotom has a very low base HP. And then you have most of your points. You have 236 in special attack, and you have 20. You have 20 points in speed. And the reason why you have 20 points in speed over 4, over 12, those are the way that EVs increment. So your first 4 give you a point, and then from there, every single 8 give you another point. And the reason why we want those extra 20 in speed is because Rotom is such a popular Pokemon. We don't want to be going second to like other bulky Rotoms. So you can expect everyone to be full HP, full special attack on their Rotoms. We're going to speed creep them just a little bit. So if you guys are looking to learn about EV training, this is the first step on that ladder of like starting to learn about when is a good situation to start speed creeping opponents when you have the potential, because you're still relatively just as bulky. You're only sacrificing 20 EVs. It's not even a big deal, but it does make a big deal because going first is a lot more important than going second. after that last Pokemon is Dragapult. We got attack speed. So we have 5 Pokemon that have 252 and 2 stats, and 1 Pokemon that's a 252, 236, 20. It's not that hard. There's going to be a paste in the description so you guys can actually look at this for yourself. You guys put it in Pokemon Showdown. You can look at it. You guys can ask me questions. You can hit me up in the Discord, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know this video has been super long. And for those of you guys that stuck with me to the very end, I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you have a wonderful day. And I am working on a team building video from scratch. It's going to be a lot more in-depth than even this one was. So thank you for watching. Hope you have a great one. See you next time.